in no particular order, and these are all because they were first for me. So one of my favourite, and still is actually, is Breakfast in America, believe it or not, Supertramp.
Okay, yeah.
First I ever bought. So it was the first, so that's why I put it in. My next one was also, and this shows you where I go. My next is Bomber by Motorhead.
Great album. Yeah.
And it was the first rock album I bought. It was the first gig I went to. I was only about 13. And Saxon supported them at the King George's Hall in Blackburn.
Nice.
And then I went after for the Ace of Spades. And it was brilliant. Absolutely. Bomber, I've still got it on blue. Never sell that album. Never, ever. Got loads of Motorhead. I love Motorhead. So my third one is a little bit of a change. It's Dirt by Alice in Chains. It's such a good album. And that was, do you know, you were talking at the beginning about how I might get influenced by what's happening currently.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing about that was, it was out when the band Gone Savage originally. It folded. So we didn't get a chance to get the influence of Alice in Chains into the music then. Mm-hmm. Sometimes now, mainly on the vocal side, we will. So that was Dirt, excellent album. And then, and that was from a first hearing. They probably might be before time. They went on Jules Holland Live, Alice in Chains, with Lane and the boys, and it was like, wow, because it was about 91, I think. Yeah, and you previously all the crap 80s pop. That was brilliant. The next one is another first, because my first ever ZZ Top track I heard was LaGrange. Brian Johnson talking to Tommy Vance way back. Right. And it was when Brian Johnson did the gig with AC/DC, and I think it might be in 82. Mm-hmm. And he was on a little bit with Tommy Vance, and he just said, this track is the best. And I've loved him ever since, seen him loads of times. So I picked up LaGrange, and he's like, and he was on Tres Hombres is the album. So that's another fantastic album. And also, I want to put our album in, Retrograde. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Because superbly proud of that one. And again, my footnote is that to work with a living legend on artwork and with the album is like a wow moment. You know, so that's me selling ourselves, but it was a really good moment. Yeah, loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, so and the album, I mean, I wasn't really very keen on growing, but Alice in Chains was just like the band that still kept going and still are going, indeed, even though Lane's no longer with us. I mean, are you a fan of their newer work with different vocalists?
Yeah, I went to them in about 2008 and then 10 with William.
That's it. Yeah.
William. Well, so the Academy in Manchester.
Right.
Absolutely. So I liked it, I'll be honest with you. I did like it. I've just remembered my sixth album. It was Moving Pictures by Rush, because it was the first album I'd ever heard on CD.
Right.
There you go.
That's brilliant.
So I do like Alice in Chains, yeah. I bought into a couple of their albums with William, but then after that, Jerry Cantrell stuff he's brought out. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm changing. It just seems to be a bit, you know, what's the word now? Just something just trotting out, really. But I'm sure a lot of people, and they probably don't care what I can.
Yeah, I'm cutting it out a little bit, but it's apparently not too bad, so I can still edit, and it's fine. It's only a little bit, Yeah, well, okay. I remember the first time I used to stay up and watch Raw. You remember Raw Power? Yeah. Raw Power, whatever it's called. I remember the first time Nirvana were ever screened in the UK. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what the fuck is this? But they were brilliant. That album is brilliant. So, you know, it was like Teen Spirit, wasn't it? So, never mind.
You used to do a cover of Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
John Savage.
You're a huge Motorhead fan, so which Motorhead song would you love to do a cover of?
You know what I like the best? From a commercial point of view, was Killed by Death.
Yeah, I love that song. It's a good song. Yeah.
From a commercial point of view, it's just great.
It is.
But so for a cover, that would be it. You'd have to go commercial. I mean, I'm sure I Stone Dead Forever, but then would people really get that? People would if you were Motorhead fan.
Yeah.
Eddie, Phil, and Lemmy Man. Motorhead. And Killed by Death, obviously, with Brian. But that's cool. That's cool. Didn't really listen to much of Wurzel and stuff. I did actually see. I took my partner Trudy to see the last gig he ever played in Manchester at the Apollo. I've got a video from that. That was his last one. Died, didn't he? Well, it's mostly going to be sort of like bass, but Geddy Lee.
Yeah. Fresh. Yeah.
Fresh point of view, yeah. And then another bass player, fantastic bass player, Rudy Sarzo from Quiet Riot. And he was to do with, I used to get tutorials, even back in the day, on video for bass playing. And I self-taught, played since about 15. But it's certain things he does, it's called trilling. Bass players, it's quite a hard sax, but it makes life so much easier. So when I was in a band called Sweet Sin for quite a few years, we were doing all kinds of stuff, lots of trilling notes. Similar to like Billy Sheehan, but nowhere near as technical. I like Satriani because I like his feel. Not so much. It's almost like the Alice in Chains analogy, where it's kind of run its course a bit. Yeah. Whereas I was mad for about 8 or 10 albums, and I thought, hang on a minute. And so when he goes and does all these G3s and all these link ups, I don't really bother. It's too much showy. I don't bother. But I do rate him highly. Drummers wise, I'd say Neil Peart, but it's not really my thing. I like Phil Rudd out of AC/DC.
Yeah.
Just because it's what it's doing on the tin. It's playing rock music, and he's really good. Obviously, with Cliff, even better. So that's my drummer. That's my guitarist. That's the 2 bassists. Any more guitar players? Not really vocalist-wise. Jeff Tate is for me. Queensryche.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's got the voice of an angel. Absolute angel. So I like him. And I also like, who's another good vocalist I like? I'd say Coverdale to a degree, but I like Ian Gillan. So I like all the stuff that Gillan Purple. I like Ian Gillan. I used to love them with Bernie Tommy. Bless him.
Solo band. That's it, yeah.
Superb.
Yeah. Magic's my favourite Gillan album, actually, but it's not really that highly rated. I love that Magic album. I love that album. Do you prefer vinyl or digital?
Oh, definitely vinyl, although I don't play it much. Digital, not really keen on it. I'll listen to streaming crap and all that. Excuse my French, but I don't particularly like having a massive thing like this full of stuff. I like to see read.
Same, yeah. I hate Spotify. I don't use it. I'm not a fan. Okay, so if there was a made-up song about yourself, what would it be called, about your personality?
Made up?
Yeah.
Awkward git.
All right. Cool. If you were in a coma, what song would wake you up? What would get you up?
In a coma? Long Way Home. We'll say that one from Breakfast in America. Brilliant, isn't it? I'll get you home.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not bad.
Since you're in Wales, do you prefer Welsh rarebit or a beer?
Oh, beer all day long.
Festivals or small intimate gigs?
Gigs. Do you know what? I don't think I've been to a festival.
Have you not?
Don't think so. Other than the crappy ones you see around towns where they could drag the AT stars in and stuff like that. But I didn't go, but I'd be aware of it. I don't tend to do festivals. No, I can't think of one. My old haunch used to be the academies and places like that, so small venues.
Yeah.
I've done the big ones, and I've been fortunate enough. I was on a guest pass with Journey one year, and it's like, didn't really make much difference. You sat with a lot of people who didn't want to be there, watching something they didn't want to watch.
Oh, like the VIP box thing, you mean? I've done that.
No, it was. I've done the boxes. I did Rammstein.
Yeah.
I've seen Rammstein like 5 times. I love Rammstein. But the Journey experience was in the MEN at Manchester, and it was on the floor. So they put you into this like little pen at the front, and you were looking out. There's no one next to you. There was nobody there. It was a Journey Whitesnake and Journey Whitesnake.
I remember that tour. Yeah, that was a good tour.
Bernie Marsden's came on for Feel For Your Loving. And anyhow, there's another band, I can't remember, it's escaping me. But it was so soulless, you know.
Right.
Go to the academy, you can't breathe. I saw Chickenfoot with Sammy Hagar, Joe Satriani,
Wow.
Michael Anthony. Yeah, Michael Anthony. It wasn't Chad Smith, it was a replacement. And we were in the academy watching these 4 legends, of course.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Totally. All right, the last one's really important, right? So, Keir Starmer, Donald Trump or Miss Piggy?
Miss Piggy, all day long.
Okay.
All day long.
100%.
Piggy bank, see?
Yeah, exactly.